The Eastern Conference might not be as cutthroat and as dysfunctional as the West, but they do have their own problems. I'm Noor, and welcome to Hoop Talks. Like I said, Noor Zainab, Justin Pooni, Jelani Goodridge-Reid, and the Eastern Conference at our hand right now. As I said, everything keeps moving. Everyone keeps jumping over each other, especially the first three teams in the Eastern Conference, and the Bucks. And now Philly. Philly's number two, and the Celtics, who are third. But both Philly and Celtics are only 2.5 half games behind the Bucks. So anything could happen. They could all be leapfrogging each other as I'm speaking right now. But that also tells you that, we don't really know what's going to happen in the Eastern Conference. Who's going to come out? Who's going to be the top dog? Because each of them have pretty much had a solid reason to be the guy. Also, given the fact that they have the guy in Giannis, in Embiid, and in Tatum. Don't smile. I know what you guys are thinking right now.
Your boy.
But I know.
Tatum's got that dog in him.
Yeah,
you can't deny
he's a
that.
baller.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I know. So guys, of all those three teams, I know you can pick other teams too, but I'm gonna say these three teams: Bucks, Philly,
What about
and
Toronto?
Celtics.
Say that with a straight face.
Did you want to set him up? Is that
Say
what
that
you
with a
wanted
straight
to do,
face. Say that
Jelani?
with a straight
Is that what
face.
you wanted to do?
Look in the camera
It's-
and say that with a straight face right there. Say it with a straight face. Say it with a straight face in front
Toronto
of Raptors.
Raptors.
I can't say with this. I love the Raptors though, but yeah.
Okay, we're not talking about the Raptors.
I know. Why? Yeah. Why'd you
It's
bring the
not
Raptors
about
up,
that.
man? Like,
Hey, man.
let's
Shut
talk about
up.
contenders.
Anyway,
Hey, man, you never know.
You see
Anything's
how
possible.
the Raptors haters bring up the Raptors more than actual Raptor fans.
I know.
I didn't bring the
It's
Raptors
kinda
up. He brought them up. I
crazy.
didn't bring them up.
Anything's possible.
Anyway, so of those three
Yes.
teams, and you can pick other ones too, I know, but I'm just going to assume that you're smart and you know it's going to be one of those three teams. Who's going to, why are you staring at Justin? Like,
Question my
waiting for
basketball
him to
intellect?
have-
No, I'm not.
What are you talking about, bro?
I'm not. We're
Did we-
probably gonna be in agreement
We're
on
going to
this.
say the exact same answer. I saw your answer already. So.
You're like, let's go, Justin. What do you have to say?
Since you're looking at me so much, I'll go first then. It's the Milwaukee Bucks. They're the best team in the East. They got the best player on planet Earth, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Facts.
We saw what he did, what he does on a nightly basis, the way he dominates. Nobody's dominated the game of basketball like Giannis since Shaq. Prime Shaq. We've never seen a player like Giannis to have that physical ability, that strength, the ability to dominate the game on the offensive side and the defensive side. You know, defensive player of the year, back-to-back MVPs, NBA Finals, MVP, NBA champion, All-Star game, captain of the All-Star team. I think he won Most Improved too at one point as well. I'm pretty sure.
Yes, he did.
Like, he is the best player on planet Earth right now.
Slam dunk contest.
He actually, unlike a lot of superstars, Giannis actually performed in the slam dunk contest. Now, another thing is Chris Middleton. He's back. He's healthy. Drew Holiday is one of the best two-way players, not just guard, players in the entire NBA. Brook Lopez is a defensive anchor.
My dog.
Your guy. But hey, they're also deep. They got a lot of depth. Bobby Portis,
Yes.
right? They have a lot of good pieces on this roster. Grayson Allen, kind of dirty, pretty dirty. Javon Carter, Pat Connaughton, Joe Ingles. They're deep, right? They have vets on their squad, and they have that championship pedigree. The Milwaukee Bucks, had Chris Middleton not got hurt last year, would have gone to the finals and faced off against the Golden State Warriors.
We know this.
It's true. It's a fact.
That was my pick last year.
We would have had Warriors and Bucks.
That was my pick.
And quite frankly, we could have Warriors and
Yeah.
Bucks this year too. I still think that's a possibility.
Yeah.
So-
Yes, it's the Bucks.
Yeah, I'm in full agreement with Justin Pooni on this one.
Surprise.
No, not even surprise,
Surprise.
because
Great minds think alike.
that is
Minds
true.
think
That is
alike,
true.
not
That is
great
true.
minds.
Look, you gotta always stick with your pick, okay? That's what I believe in that. So my preseason pick was Bucks Warriors for this for last season, right? Obviously Middleton got hurt. I was like, let me try it again. So Bucks Warriors, I gotta stick with it. So the Bucks, to me, they are to me, I have more faith in them come playoff time. I don't know. Something's holding me back from going all in on the Celtics. I don't know why that is. They were the hottest team. You understand this. But as of late, we've seen, a few holes in Boston. We've seen where they could be a bit vulnerable, right? I would want to say, though, watch out for Philadelphia.
That was my second pick.
Look, Philly, I have not been a believer, right? I like Doc Rivers, but playoff time, I don't trust him. James Harden, I'm a fan, but not playoff Harden. I'm not a fan of
hell
playoff
no,
Harden, right?
no.
So, but I would say this, Maxi's really, really good. And then you got Tobias Harris.
And you got the
They got
MVP.
one of arguably the best, four, a
Core four.
quartet, right? In the league. And then obviously Joel Embiid, he's playing like an MVP right now.
Like the MVP, he is the MVP.
I don't think he is, but
he is the MVP.
I
That's
think
a different time.
yeah, I think
different
Philadelphia
day.
you need to keep an eye on, but The Bucks, they're deep, like you said, right? They got Ingles, they got Crowder. Those are two guys who have been around the block into the playoff experience. You got Javon Carter. He's been playing really well, as a backup point guard. He's actually shooting 41% from downtown. That can help in playoff time. And Drew Holiday, I think he has been underrated throughout his career, but not this year. Now we're really understanding who he has been, right? He is such a good, a piece for them. Brook Lopez, Defensive Player of the Year. You never know. It's possible.
Hall of Famer according to you too.
I think he's a Hall of Famer. I do. If you look at the criteria of the Basketball Hall of Fame, he's gonna get in on like a 4th or 5th ballot.
I agree with Deion Sanders. It should be a Hall of Fame, then an actual Hall of Fame.
Look,
that's another story for another day.
That's not my fault that the criteria is so low. The bar's low.
I'm not saying it's your
fault.
No, but he's good. I think he deserves it. I think he's a really good defender. But
Bucks,
I will say, like, Philly's surprising me just based off of where they're coming and where they're going. They weren't supposed to be a good defensive team, but they're leading a lot of the categories in defense right now for this team. And offensively, they're gonna be struggling here and there a little bit compared to the likes of Bucks and Boston because they have more of a complete team put together and guys know their roles. But because you have Embiid there, because you have Harden, because you have Tyrese Maxey, anything could happen. I will say, based off those three, they're my third. Why? Because I don't trust them in the playoffs whatsoever. I'm gonna need them to show me things in the playoffs. Embiid, 1,000%. He's actually leading the other two right now, and Giannis and Tatum when it comes to points in the last 5 games on the season so far. But I think in terms of having to rely on James Harden, I like what James Harden's doing right now in facilitating. Understanding that his game doesn't have to be just offense. He can also help his team and put them in better spots. But what James Harden will you get in the playoffs? Will he shy away from every single ball? Will he deflect the passes? I think we might see that again because we've seen that constantly in his tenure in the playoffs. And Doc Rivers. Who do you go down 3-1 to and you're happy about going down 3-1? Nobody but Doc Rivers. So because of that, I'm a little skeptical. I know Embiid will go off. He'll have his airplane going the whole time, but I don't know if they'll actually win anything in terms of making the finals. Bucks and Celtics. I'm going with the Celtics. You guys know this. I gotta go with the Celtics and the Celtics because I just think they're such a complete team. I understand the Bucks have Giannis. He's one of the best players in the league, if not the best player in the league. They also have Drew Holiday. As you said, for me, Drew Holiday has been such a great pickup for them because he's not just a scorer, he's also a passer. But I just think the Celtics have a more well-rounded team. They've got the Jays. They have a deep bench. They have Malcolm Brogdon coming off, Derek White. They have Marcus Smart. They have just the guys. If Robert Williams is healthy, guys, I will take my Celtics to 7. But it will be a really good Eastern Conference matchup. I can't wait. The playoffs are just around the corner. And next time we're going to look at the messy Western Conference. If you think that Eastern Conference looks bad, check out the Western Conference. The defending champs are 8th right now. So stick around for next time. I'm Noor Zainab, Jelani Goodridge-Reid, Justin Pooni, and we'll catch you guys on Wednesday.